Hey there, welcome to CNT Collectibles. I am C. Hope you're doing well today. So I know I dropped a Sports Blast video for vintage cards the other day, but that went over about as well as John Gruden's Gmail account. So I was just looking at some baseball, figured, all right, let's just throw this one out there as well. Since I'm doing it anyways, what the heck, have some fun anyway before we head into the weekend. And so this is mostly just the players that are in the MLB baseball playoffs. The remaining teams here, the NLCS and ALCS are set. So let's just go over those players and see what card letter has to show us here. Start off with Yordan Alvarez in the chrome base, top of the range here. We looked at him a few weeks ago and suspected this was due for a little bit of a drop as it was at resistance, and we got that, and here we are again. So he's playing pretty well. He's playing really, really well in the playoffs, and so we'll see if he can keep it going. If he can, then we can get a breakout and hold it. These fake breakouts, again, these are a problem. They do tend to bring you back to the bottom of the range real quickly. So what we would like to see is a little pop here and hold it, get some more purchases. So he'll be relevant for the next couple of weeks, at least a week or so. We'll see what the offseason has to offer for him. But right now, I think, especially in this area, if it gets down, it gets picked up pretty quickly and is a pretty decent, cheapish price probably for a person of his talents here. So this is an area where there is more buying, and again, we'll just watch it. So it's at resistance again, so not something to do at this very second, but worth monitoring closely. All right, take a look at his refractor. Same thing, trend is down, and we're sitting near the top of the range. And if we look at the price relative of all of these, you can see that over the last 6 months or so, his base, his refractor, and his regular chrome, his base paper, are all just kind of getting hammered, and there really isn't a safe spot for Mr. Yordan Alvarez. There might be something in the high end, but I think for the stuff that most people are looking at, nothing in there saying, hey, I'm gonna protect your money a little bit better than other areas. All right, Alex Bregman continues to trend down, making some newer lows, but in an area where there's been buying in the past, if you look back far enough here. So people stepped in here, they're stepping up here again, and his cards are absolutely ripping because he still knows how to play baseball, people. So back into an area where there has been some buying here, coming up to the close to the top of the range, which has been met with quick spikes here. This is also a quick spike, so I don't think you have to do anything right this second. He may go up on another sale or two. It doesn't have to be you though. So, but I think if it does come back into this area here, you can just use this as kind of your reference point for a low and maybe a decent enough spot to do something. Mookie Betts move on to the Dodgers. Yeah, Carlos Correa, he needs to do a little bit more, I think, before Card Ladder really puts him in their database here. So hopefully he can put together a streak over the next few years, that Correa guy. So all right, Mookie Betts PSA 10 tops update again, trending lower and leaking below previous support here, but hopping back into the bottom of the range. So we could see a pop on this one here. He's looking really good in the playoffs. So just kind of a health deal here. So sitting at $280 now. If it does come back into this one, if you go back far enough, you can see there's not a lot of purchases between kind of this level and $200. So not in the off season. If it got down there, it sure wouldn't surprise me. But I think this price right now is a good price for Mookie Betts. So, this was a card that we did talk about selling up in here, but up in here. But right now you're in an area where there's decent buying, but it is still trending down. But I think here's a player that does have some more room for a playoff pop, and if you've got the stomach for it, even if it goes down some during the off season, probably worth hanging on to. Here's his Topps Chrome update, and it's holding up just a little bit better here. Here's your previous area of resistance, which is now support, and is tagged it a number of times with a lot of buying. So kind of what I'm seeing across a lot of these is people are willing to purchase, but they want a little bit higher end, and that Chrome is a bit more short printed than the base card for Mr. Mookie, and this is his Bowman Chrome Prospects, so his base card here. So $170 is kind of your line in the sand here. Almost got down to there. So if you are buying this one, it looks like it's going to be picked up pretty quick in that area here. So again, the trend is down, but mostly it's just been a sideways action card here. So when it does get down to this area, it is picked up pretty quickly. Below 170, you probably don't want much to do with it, but right now it's sitting in an area $230 where the downside is, in the near term at least, probably somewhat minimal. And you can see that the relative performance on these over the last 6 months, down. So the Chrome update has held up the best. Again, a little lower supply, so it's easier to overwhelm that price and hold it a bit more firm. But yeah, the other two are not doing you any favors here. So all right, Cody Bellinger, a couple of big hits over the past couple of games here. My thesis on him is he's hurt and he's getting healthy, and I think he's showing that right now. I'm not seeing the long swing thing that people are talking about. He's got a really quick bat. He gets through the zone really big, but he doesn't have those hands falling way back. I mean, maybe there's a little too much extension or something like that, but otherwise, I mean, he's getting through the zone really nicely now, and he's seeing the ball here. So with that said, his cards are stinky. Continues to trend down, but you're getting into an area of longer term support. Again, there wasn't much in here, so once you get into this area, there was a lot of buying, but it's expected to be choppy and volatile. But now you're sitting in here, and I think you're getting really close to a spot where it may be a more of an interesting purchase. And his Chrome update card, kind of the same thing. The trend is down, and you've got that area of support, which it leaked below. There was some decent buying in there. They sure tried to defend that price, but something happened where it leaked below and it tagged the bottom of the trend, and so now it's just coming back up into this zone here. So again, I think that is interesting enough. The PSA 10 sitting for sub $100 for a guy that's still pretty young and has an MVP. The Heritage fell all the way down to like $23 or something like that. So now you're ripping to the top of the range. So that's one on very low volume. Just a couple of sales brought you up that maybe I wouldn't do anything with for the time being. You could probably get that one 30 or something like that if you are patient. All right, Albert Pujols, remember him? Topps Chrome traded in the PSA 10. So you had the pop with everything else here on low volume and just kind of grinding down to a level that perhaps this is the spot here. So we'll see. You've got this longer term trend channel, and you're at the bottom of it where we've seen some buying in the past. If it does leak below this, it may be a quick move to this other longer term trend. So I think right in here you're getting real close to a spot for Pujols if you've been patient. And Pujols and Ichiro, kind of your line in the sand on this one. This is the PSA 9. $425 is this marker right here. So below that, maybe you don't want to do too much, but it looks like it's holding in firm here. So your risk reward sets up favorably, but manage it properly. If it starts to go below this, you start to see a sale or two come below, then the market's going to assume that's kind of the price. And even if it does pop up, then that would be used for selling. But right now, good until it isn't. So Corey Seeger, another Dodger here, still trending lower, but it's in a area of support that we've seen in the past here, and is starting to see a lot more of accumulation than we have in recent months here. So going sideways, and a player that I like, so right up against it here. So if it breaks, you could continue to go sideways. Nothing says it's to rip out of the zone or anything like that, but again, I like this price. I've been buying in here, and if I see something interesting, I will continue to do so. His refractor with a big move last week, so there hasn't been another sale since we looked at him last week. It was like $117 all the way up to this $280 or something level. And so as much as I like him, I don't think you need to chase up in there. And Clayton Kershaw trying to figure out where to go here. So you've got your consolidation where the market's just trying to figure out, do we want to go higher or lower? And there's a lot more transactions in this area here. It's been kind of thin lately, but you're starting to see a lot of pickup here. So it does favor kind of an upside breakout. So we'll a continuation of the previous trend here. So we'll see if that is the case. But right now the market's just kind of figuring it out, and you can just sit back and watch if that's what you want to do. All right, some Red Sox here. Devers in the base 10. 60 is your low. 100 is your high. Play accordingly. Someday this range will break. And if he's as good as we all believe he is, then this becomes, the new target's about $140. You got a $40 range, so either going down $40 or up $40. So you think that's crazy? I was saying Lou Bob could be a $50 card when he was sitting in the hundreds in that PSA 10, and that happened. It's just kind of how it goes. We're symmetrical-minded people. We like symmetry, and so that's how those kind of play out. And this is the pink refractor, and a lot of sideways action on this one as well. So we'll see how that goes. So bottom of the range takes you to the top of the range. Maybe there's a little bit more downside work to do here. We'll see, but he's looking all right, and we could see. For now, again, it's mostly sideways. And again, card ladder, I think they just want some guys to prove it. There's no Verdugo, Schwarber, Xander Bogaerts, or anything like that. They want to see a little bit more out of players, I think, before they add them to the database. They just want to make sure that they're adding the right players. So they did add Blaze Jordan though, so this is a big deal for the Red Sox. And this card's just kind of grinding around the lows here. So no Xander, no Verdugo, I'm sorry, no Schwarber, anything like that, no Tresale, but we do have Blaze Jordan. So all right, Freddie Freeman, Topps base, PSA 10, the paper, bottom of the range, getting a rip off of here. So Friday, fantastic, whatever. We like him long term. So this is he's giving you another chance here. So the trend is slightly down in this one, but it is at the bottom of the range. You could see some more accumulation as the Braves try and do a little something in the playoffs here. This is the Diamond Anniversary in a PSA 10, hanging right around its highs. And we've got the base and the parallels here. So we've got the Cognac and the base and the Diamond, and the base is getting hammered on, but the Cognac and the Diamond, which are much shorter prints here, are seeing a lot of love for Freddie Freeman. They've spiked up in the last 6 months, and they're holding those gains while the paper has not. So there are lots of interest around players, but people are kind of going towards those shorter printed things. So not that there's, they don't always outperform. I mean, if something does pretty well, they can just kind of go along with it. But what we are seeing recently is outperformance from some of those shorter things here. So Ozzie Albies, bottom of the range here, giving you another chance. He's been fantastic this season, and just doesn't get a whole lot of hobby love, and that's fine by me. I'll just continue to pick up things here and there if I can. And this is another spot for his chrome. It's the only one I have. I think if we looked at his refractors and other stuff, you might see them doing a little bit better, but who knows? All right, Ronald Acuna, he is not going to be playing in the playoffs, but his team is, so I count it, and it's a good chance to take a look at some of his cards here. And so it's broken his downtrend, consolidating sideways, and this is a pretty key level of support, and you're starting to see a rip off of that chrome base in a PSA 10. We've got his refractor, kind of the same thing at support and getting a nice pop here. So again, the trend remains down to sideways at best, but breaking well, that would be a good sign here. So maybe we see some more compression, but here's your line in the sand on that particular card, and his pink refractor in a BGS 9.5. The PSA 10 was off of its highs, but the BGS 9.5 is going to run you like a half the prices of the 10 or something like that, and it is making some new highs here. So that's those pink refractors do get some love. So all right, again, shorter video, did one the other day. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but that'll be fun to look at some current relevant baseball players here. So that's what I got for you. If you like this, like, subscribe, do all that kind of good stuff. Most importantly, have an excellent weekend, and we will talk to you later. Bye.